Hi guys, my name is Isha and I teach IELTS and PT. In this video, we are going to discuss about the top 10 most repeated essay topics. However, I'm going to give you the content as well, which positive points, negative points and recommendations you can add in your essay topics so that you're even able to get marks for the content portion. I have been observing many students that whenever they write the essay, they feel whether this template is going to be right or this is going to be wrong. It is not about the template, it is about how well you use the template, how well you have actually added the relevant content. We have even uploaded part 1 of this video last month and I'll put the link in the description as well. I want you guys to watch that video as well because many of my students have got essay in their exam from that video as well. So let's start with our first topic over here. So the first question says, should parents be held legally responsible for the actions of their children? Do you agree with this opinion? Support your position with your own study, experience and observations. So in this question, we are going to discuss about the keyword that you need to write, the positive points, the negative points and the steps or some recommendations. So in the keywords, you can write legal responsibility of parents. So the positives include that it leads to proper upbringing of the children. It creates a sense of responsibility which also leads to character development of a child. The negative points includes that it is not the legal responsibility of parents as parents cannot be available everywhere. Parents cannot look after their child in unforeseen circumstances. Also, it can be stressful for parents which can ultimately affect the parenting of a child. So in the recommendations, you can write that parents need to have an open communication with their children so that the overall well-being of parents as well as the children is maintained. Question number 2. I think around 4 to 5 of my students have got this question repeatedly. So the question says, some universities deduct students' marks if the assignment is given late. What is your opinion and suggest some alternative actions? So in the keyword, you can write marks deduction for late assignments. In the positive points, you can write, it teaches students the importance of time management. It encourages responsibility and accountability related to their academic work. Also, it creates a system of fair and equal rules where all the students are treated equally. In the negative points, you can write that it can affect the mental health of a student and can also lead to stressful conditions. If a student is asked to focus too much on the grades, then their practical skills might get reduced. It might be unfair to the students who are facing some health or personal issues. In the steps, we need to write that we need to provide some kind of flexibility to the students who are going through some personal or health issues. And we can also mention that we can partially deduct their marks if they are not able to submit the assignment on time. Uncountable students have got this question in their exams. The question says, should schools make learning a foreign language compulsory? Now in this question, the keyword is going to be a foreign language. Whenever the main keyword is having an article as well along with it, for example, a, an or the, then you have to include the article as well. So here we'll take the keyword as a foreign language. Now the positives of foreign language includes that it helps us to know about the cultures, traditions as well as customs of the other country. Or you can simply write that it brings cultural awareness. It also opens up the job opportunities in the other countries. It can also help in improving the cognitive abilities as well as the academic performance. The negative points of learning a foreign language includes that sometimes children are not that motivated enough to learn a new language. It could be costly as it requires additional resources. Also, a student might not be able to devote enough time on the other important subjects such as maths and science. So in the steps, we can write that students should only learn foreign language if they're really interested to do so. The question number 4 says, should schools have strict rules on wearing uniforms? Now the keyword in this question is going to be wearing uniforms. So the positives of wearing school uniform includes, it promotes equality by reducing social pressure based on appearance. Also, it will improve the focus as students will be less distracted because of fashion and they can concentrate more on their studies. It also creates a sense of belongingness and creates unity for the school. The negative points includes, sometimes it can be expensive for the parents to buy uniforms as they may require frequent changes. It might limit self-expression since students cannot show their individuality through clothing. In the steps, we can write that schools should encourage flexible uniform options that prioritize comfort as well. Let's move on to the next question. The question says, should celebrities give up the right to privacy? I've again seen that many students actually got this question in their exam. So the keyword in this question could be celebrities' right to privacy. In the positive points, we can write that it reduces the gap between celebrities and general public. It can help us to get the better insights of the personal life of celebrities, which makes them more relatable. Also, if we get to know about their personal lives, they can be considered as good role models. The negative points includes that if we are going to invade their personal life a lot, it might affect their mental health. It also creates rumors and lead to the spread of misinformation. It encourages exploitation as well, because if media outlets and paparazzi are going to take advantage of the celebrities for profit. So in the steps, we can write that citizens should be encouraged to respect the privacy of celebrities, and a normal common man should just focus on their professional lives. Let's move on to question number 6, which is a little bit tricky. Do you think schools should have a curriculum asking students to play old dramas and work of theatres written centuries ago? Discuss and use your experience as examples. Now here in this question, they are actually trying to say that should students be taught about the dramas or the past or the history? So in the positive points, you can write that yes, if we teach them about the history, they get to know about the lifestyle of our ancestors. Also, it helps in improving the critical thinking of the students. Moreover, students can learn from the mistakes that were being made by their ancestors. Also, it sparks creativity by teaching students different ways to tell stories. So the negative points includes that it may be really hard for students to relate to old dramas and they might find it boring and outdated. It can also lead to loss of interest in theatre. In steps, we can write that we can use modern versions of old dramas to make it more interesting. So let's move to the next question, which says, nowadays more and more young people engage in dangerous activities such as skydiving and motorcycling. Are you in favor of them? So in the keyword over here, you can write dangerous activities. In the positive points, you can write that it can promote the mental and physical health of an individual. It can also boost the confidence of a person. It also helps a person to overcome their fears. And in the negative points, you can write that it can even lead to serious injuries. It also encourages younger people to take risks without actually understanding the dangers. So in the steps, we can mention that citizens are encouraged to indulge in dangerous activities only under expert supervision and should have safety equipments. So let's move to the next question, which says, the time people devote to job leaves very little time for personal growth. How widespread is this problem? What problem will this shortage of time cause? So now in this question, you can take the keyword as very little time for personal life. So in the first paragraph, you can write, a person who spends a lot of time at work is going to have successful career and they might end up with early retirement. He will also become financially stable and secure. He will also be able to learn new skills in his own field. The negative points includes that too much of work is going to lead to mental health issues such as stress and anxiety. It can also affect the personal relationships, which leads to increase in the divorce rates. It can also lead to sedentary lifestyles, and a person might end up with deadly diseases such as obesity. So in the steps, we can write that a person needs to have a balance between personal and professional life is a must. So the second last question says, nowadays mass media including TV, radio and newspaper have become an essential part of our lives. What is your opinion? So in this question, the keyword is going to be mass media. The positive points includes, it provides access to important and latest information around the globe. It leads to social awareness by raising the critical issues of the society. In the negative points, we can write that it can also lead to spread of misinformation or rumors. It can also lead to overconsumption of media, which can lead to addiction. Sometimes the personal information of a person is exposed without their consent. So in the steps, we can write that as consumers, we need to be more aware of what kind of information we are looking forward to. So the last most repeated topic says, it is important to preserve the beautiful buildings of the past even if it will be expensive to do so. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this? Now in this question, the keyword that you're going to take is going to be preserving the beautiful buildings of the past. The positive point says that it will help us to know about the culture and heritage of the nation. We can also know about the ancestral lifestyle. It provides educational opportunities as well. In the negative points, we can write, the finances can be better allocated to the public facilities such as schools and hospitals. It might lead to housing crisis or land crisis as the land is already occupied by the older buildings. So in the steps we can write that we need to respect our old cultural buildings, understand the significance of such buildings and learn from our ancestors. So I hope that you were able to understand these points. My dear students, just ensure that whatever template you're following, you need to inculcate some of the positives or negatives, or you need to actually address what has been asked in the question itself. If you're looking forward to get any guidance, you can get in touch with me on this number. We do provide classes for IELTS, PT as well as NATI. You can get in touch with us. Also, I'll be putting the link of part 1 of this video over here. You can have a look. We'll be coming up with part 3 of this video as well, because we totally understand how important the content portion is for you guys in write essay question. I'm gonna see you in the next one. You can also follow us on my other social media handles such as Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. I hope this video was helpful. Do not forget to subscribe my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.